we just had a lot of fun on the press tour, but it's good to be home. It's also good to work with professionals. And, you know, Bob was mentioning a table full of a few of you guys that, you know, once Top Rank, Bob, Fernando, and Julio's team believed that Julio Jr. was ready for this fight, it took all of a half hour to make this deal. And making deals in boxing shouldn't be rocket science. You know, it's not that hard to do. You know, if you decide to do what's best for the sport, to deliver the fans what they deserve, this isn't rocket science. Too often, our business is characterized by bad decisions from judges, but also bad decisions from business people that cause us not to put our best foot forward, to forget that video that started out this little press conference that said this is boxing, because this is a sport of kings, the sport of Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, the sport of Hearns, Leonard, Duran, and Hagler, and the sport of Sergio Martinez, Julio Cezar Chavez, and Julio Cezar Chavez Jr. And this is about as good as it gets. This is the best fight you can make in the middleweight division, period. This is the best fight you can make. This is what fans deserve. If you're going to ask people to pay on pay-per-view to see a boxing event, if people are going to buy tickets, and we're hoping to have 18,000 people in that arena, and there are loads of tickets that are so reasonably priced that anybody can attend this fight. That's what it's all about. That's how you save our sport. That's how you bring the fans back. That's how you develop new fans. Give the public what they deserve. The public deserves the best. This fight is the best. And you have a true, you know, meeting of a clash of styles, a clash of histories. You know, a young champion with a famous name, already a superstar in Mexico, a superstar among Mexican Americans, a superstar among a lot of the Latino community, who grew up very wealthy because his dad was the most recognizable sportsman in all of Mexico, one of the greatest fighters who's ever lived. And Julio Cezar Chavez Jr., you know, he had an easy route, like I wish I had. Like, there was nothing wrong with being raised rich. But the man over here didn't have such an easy time. You know, was raised in the poorest ghetto in Argentina. You know, shoeless. You know, his mother making his own clothes. Having to live a life where he had to crawl out of the ghetto. And it took him many, many years into his 30s before anyone knew who he was in North America. Into his 30s and mid-30s till he became an HBO staple and developed a reputation as a pound-for-pound great. This is a matchup that boxing fans are waiting for, the people at the dais have been waiting for a long time, but it's a matchup that's going to capture the imagination of the public, and that's what we need to do in our sport. I want to thank everyone at Top Rank. I want to thank my own staff. You know, someone once tried to insult me and said I had a mom-and-pop operation. There was another promoter that's not in the room. But I'm proud of that. And for my mom-and-pop operation, to Rizzo and to Meredith, to Sean, to Kevin, to Joe, to the people that work for me, you are the best. I have a great company, the same way Bob has a great company. His is an 800-pound gorilla. Mine's not an 800-pound gorilla, but I'm doing my best to put my best foot forward and make sure that New York boxing stays where New York boxing should be. Proud to be associated with this event. Bob's team has done a great job assembling some great sponsors, and Tecate is sponsoring this event. Tecate Club Character. It's a beer company that's really now establishing itself as a powerhouse in the sport of boxing, doing a lot of stuff with Top Rank. I'm now proud to be associated with the Tecate promotion. AT&T is a Rethink Possible. Great. AT&T is one of our sponsors for this event. We're very happy to have them on board. With HBO Pay-Per-View, we have the best pay-per-view company. I spent a decade of my life over there working with Mark, and we built what was then TVK, which is now HBO Pay-Per-View, into what it is, which is the best distributor of pay-per-view boxing and pay-per-view television in the world, and we're proud to be working with them. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank everybody involved and tell you on September 15th you're going to see something really, really special. I want to introduce a couple of members of our team. I'll do it in one swoop because they're both going to be up here together. Because the irrepressible Sam Salukovic will be translating for Pablo Sarmiento. Pablo Sarmiento is a great trainer. He's been involved with Sergio for his entire career. Pablo Sarmiento has a big now stable of fighters, including the future champion and a kid named Javier Fortuna. He's shown himself to be one of the best young trainers in the sport. Sam Salukovic, I've said this in the other press stops, I'll say it again, he's like Zelda. the movie with Woody Allen, the guy that just appears everywhere. Because anytime you watch a fight any place in the world, Samson's someplace in the room. He's a tremendous talent evaluator. He brought Manny Pacquiao to the United States. He brought Sergio Martinez to the United States. He's identified many world champions and many great fighters. That Madonna, Matisse, you look at the list of the people that he's identified and brought, to America. So I'd like to bring up the trainer of Sergio Martinez and the advisor to Sergio Martinez, Pablo Sarmiento and Samson Lukic.
Bueno, muchas gracias a todos.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Gracias a HBO,
Thanks to HBO,
a Warren,
Bob Arum,
Julio,
Julio,
Samson. Muchas gracias.
and myself. Thank you very much.
Bueno, estamos muy contentos de que ya por fin esté confirmada esta pelea,
We're very happy that finally we confirmed this fight,
que por fin este Bocasa Junior le va a entregar el cinturón al verdadero campeón que es Sergio,
that this big mouth of Junior finally we plan to bring back the title that belonged to Martinez,
y que se cuide mucho Junior,
and be sure that we need to watch out himself.
que la verdad no sé de qué forma irá a pelear contra al mejor libra por libra.
I don't know how we plan to fight the best pound fighter.
Tiene un problema muy grande
We have a major problem
al enfrentarse con Sergio.
to confront Sergio.
Sergio el 15 de septiembre le va a callar la boca y le van a entregar el cinturón al verdadero campeón. Muchas gracias.
On September 15th, he will shut off his mouth and he will bring back the title to the right champion. Thank you.
Tiene un problema. Pero la verdad que le doy crédito a Junior. I give him credit to Junior because everybody talked, including my own fighter, Sergio. He called him all kind of names, but at the end of the day, he's here and he's ready. I say that 3 fights ago, it will be a mismatch. That is very common in boxing. Today is not. Today is a real fight, but before I continue, I want to say thank you to HBO Pay-Per-View, to Bob Arum, Top Rank, Rudy Vela Entertainment, and all the staff of both of companies. Is really good. I cannot mention each one because it's too many, but it's really a pleasure to be with real professionals. And I'm a small promoter. I started to learn how to do business. Thank you for both. We're being some kind of competition, but it's not what it's all about boxing. This needs to be an example of big fight. It's possible to do it if it's in good faith and giving to the people what people really want. But I'm looking forward for this fight. I'm looking forward because we really will. I couldn't understand why Bob always he tried to avoid the fight. Today I understand why. Because Junior he was not ready. Now he's the bigger man, the stronger man, but not the fat man. But at the same time, it'll be a credible and tremendous fight. And beside that, they're doing plans for the undercard, which should be tremendous undercard. And I ask to all of you, especially the Argentinian community, that not only to watch when Sergio dance with the stars, I want to when he dance in the ring. And we need the support of all the Latinos. Today I want to acknowledge my son Nathan Lukowitz, my best son, my only one, that he gave me the good news that I be a grandfather. Thank you. And I feel very old today. I never had that experience. And I never had experience of a pay-per-view. This is my first pay-per-view that I'm involved, and I'm learning so much about it. because you need to give it to the public what the public want, and this is this, Chavez versus Sergio Martinez. Thank you very much. God bless you all, and God bless America.
Lou mentioned Tecate, that's one of our sponsors. Now, Tecate will announce very shortly that people who buy 10-pack will get a rebate coupon, which will enable the holder to get as much as 50% off the pay-per-view price. That's tremendous. That is really tremendous. So, you know, we don't have a problem. On the West Coast, on the Southwest, everybody stocks at Tecate. I don't know if that's necessarily true on the East Coast, but talk to your supermarket people, have them bring in Tecate, and you'll be eligible buying a 10-pack to get a rebate coupon. It's a big, big selling. When you get your cable or your satellite bill, which has the fight being charged on it, you just send in the rebate coupon and you get a full credit. So if it's $50 pay-per-view, $25 rebate coupon, you save yourself $25. And it doesn't cost you anything, because if you watch the pay-per-view, you're going to want to have a party and drink beer, and Tecate is a great, great beverage. It really is. That's why they support us. Our co-promoter from Mexico, the head of Xanfer Promotions, is the man who is responsible for bringing the sport of Mexico in modern times back to the Mexican people. A number of years ago, we were doing a fight in the Anaheim Convention Center. It featured Pavlik against a Mexican fighter named Zerducci and Jorge Arce. And at that point in time, there had not been a fight telecast on terrestrial television, on free over-the-air television in Mexico for over 10 years. And Fernando came to us and said, I've gotten TV Azteca to take the fight. And I said, great, how much are they paying? And he said, nothing. And I said, well, that's hell of a business. But it was a hell of a business because they did a pretty good rating, and then they did another fight, got even a better rating, and now, 10 years later, boxing is the most popular sport in Mexico. The ratings for boxing exceed even that of football or soccer, as we call it. It's absolutely incredible, and TV Azteca has been with us since that time, and indeed there's a whole crew from TV Azteca who followed us on this tour. Carlos is sitting out there. He's the head man of TV Azteca, the head commentator, and so it's great that boxing has become so major in Mexico, as it will again in the United States. And so it's a pleasure now to bring up my co-promoter with Julio, Cezar, Chavez Jr., and so many other Mexican fighters. Please welcome the head of Xanfer Promotions, Fernando Beltran.